Unfortunately, Oregon fans were not able to see what their team could produce in terms of points and in terms of wins with a healthy Vernon Adams for the entire season in 2015. Now they must move on without him. We bring in Jack Follman from Pacific Takes to help us break down a wide open battle for the Oregon quarterback job with spring practice just about to get underway. So Jack, let's try to run through this list. And of course, we know the name Jeff Lockie. He's going to be a senior this year. Got a little bit of playing time, of course, last year. 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 62% passer. Probably more suited at an elite program like Oregon for the backup role. They would like to see somebody else emerge, and we've got a few other candidates in the mix as well.
Yeah, the top guy who hasn't taken a snap at even in practice yet, but already has that slot is Dakota Prukop, and he's their next grad transfer from the Big Sky. As we all remember, Vernon Adams coming from Eastern Washington, Prukop from Montana State, where he had a good career as a guy with a lot of mobility who can make plays on the fly. Not quite a Vernon Adams, who I think was a National Player of the Year already coming out, leading a perennial national title contender who had already tore up a couple Pac-12 defenses. But Prukop, given the kind of uncertainty of the rest of the Oregon field, Prukop has to kind of have that early leg up, you assume, with what he's been able to prove. The advantage for him over Adams, I guess, though, is that Prukop's going to be there for spring. As if you remember, Adams, they kind of had to make up a way to get Adams in the school, so they didn't get him in until, I think, mid-August. So that was kind of one of the reasons why he came along a bit slower, and Prukop's going to be there in spring. And hopefully for them, maybe be another 1-year fix at quarterback for them.
Yeah, anytime there's a quarterback battle that's this wide open, there seems to be the dependability factor of the guys that have been in the program for a while. Lockie would be the prime example of that. Then you have the guys that the fan base is excited to see because a little bit more dynamic, more talented, more highly thought of coming out of high school. And that seems to be the guy in redshirt freshman Travis Jonsen, who, of course, being a redshirt, does have a year in the system. And he was highly regarded as a number 8 dual threat quarterback coming out in 2015, according to ESPN.
Yeah, he's the guy I think Oregon fans kind of want to win the job. He, because he's a big time recruit coming out of high school. He's a big guy with a lot of mobility, has that kind of, sixth sense to make plays on the fly. We saw in high school that Marcus Mariota had. I mean, that's a big comparison, but he's kind of has the potential to be that guy for them, and he could start for 4 years, maybe 3 years. I don't think Oregon wants to keep going down the road of plugging in these 1-year guys like Adams and Prukop, these grad transfers. I mean, they're nice to have, but I think ideally they want Jonsen to be that next, kind of franchise quarterback for them, and he has the potential. But as we all know, with quarterback recruiting, so many guys come in every year who look like they're going to be that guy, and then they end up transferring out in a couple of years. Not suggesting at all that that's what Jonsen's going to become, but we'll find out if he can be that guy or not starting this spring, I think.
Then we've got 3 other guys who aren't necessarily in play, but worth mentioning because of the backup capacity and also because of the last 2 guys. Their future could be bright in Eugene. We talked about it before coming on. Taylor Allie, a junior, only threw 14 passes last year, but he can move around. He ran for 3 touchdowns. And then you've got a couple of prospects in Justin Herbert and Terry Wilson, who, again, it's probably not their time, but will get valuable reps and have a high ceiling.
Yeah, watch out for Allie if no one asserts themselves. He can get the job done, or if people get hurt, he's a nice guy to have, and never count a guy out like that. Herbert and Wilson, true freshmen, they're not 5-star recruits, but they have a lot of athleticism, a lot of things that got people excited. Probably a long shot to win the job as true freshmen, but you never know in college football right now, especially with how wide open this road is, because both those guys have things that can make them really good in Oregon's system. So definitely guys to keep an eye out on too.
Herbert, just off campus, hails from Eugene. He was the 26th rated pocket passer, according to ESPN, coming out of this past recruiting class just last month. And Terry Wilson, also a 2016 commit, and signee number 6 dual thread guy out of Oklahoma. So what are your early odds on this race, Jack?
Boy, it's tough to call. I mean, it's even tough. It was tough last year. They had a similar thing where there were 5 or 6 guys in the running, including a grad transfer. But I'd have to go with the safe bet being Prukop, being the next guy. I think Lockie has had such a tough time that I don't think they're going to want to start him for one more year. And Jonsen, I think there's a lot of potential there, but with a guy, I think especially last year with the issues they had at times, I wonder if he was really the guy, if they would have thrown him out there last year instead of Lockie at some point so there's a little bit of question there. So I'll make the safe bet with another grad transfer from the Big Sky who's proven what he can do at a lower level, who at least I think will be, experienced and a solid player. So I'll go boring for you.
Okay, we won't hold you to it, Jack. We got a lot of reps between now and the first week of September. So 6 quarterbacks in play, really 3 serious contenders at Oregon. Jack Follman from Pacific Takes helping us size up the field before we get into spring practice. Thanks a lot, Jack.
Thank you.